deals with a group of young men like some of those still living without a home, without a country.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, Mom.
Bob. It's Bob. How are you, honey?
I'm fine. Really good.
You sure nothing's wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. Everything's fine.
Here's your father.
Hello, son.
Hi, Pop. Gee, you sound terrific.
Oh, me? Yeah, well, I'm okay, you know. Got to keep punching the old clock.
Yeah. It's great. How's Mom's back?
Wants to know how your back is.
Tell him it's fine.
She says her back is fine. It's her head I'm not so sure about sometimes.
You stop that. It's long distance.
Yeah, you two still at it, huh?
No, I know when I'm licked. Say, how is it up there, son? Pretty cold, huh?
No, you know, weather's fine. Listen, Pop, I gotta go. Tell Mom thanks for the socks. They're really warm. Hey, it's about time for you to pick up the old evening sports page, isn't it?
Yeah, just about. Well, take care of yourself, son.
Yeah, bye, Pop.
We miss you, honey. We miss you so much.
I miss you too, Mom. Take care.
You looking for me? Son, Bob's on? What are you doing here? Hey, no, don't!
Sure, I'll meet you. How about somewhere between here and where you are? Let's say, City Hall Plaza. In a half hour? All right, I'll see you then. Right, that's a date. Government's got a make on that Front Street shooting.
Who was he?
Robert Emery Zahn, United States Marine Corps. Wanted for desertion.
Where, Vietnam?
Mm-hmm. Failed to return to his unit after R&R from Hong Kong. 1969.
69? That's a long time.
It certainly is. What have you got?
Well, oh, I got the ballistics report.
Something wrong with it?
No, I was just thinking 4 or 5 years on the run, halfway around the world, and bam, you're dead.
You're right. Bang, he's dead. Yeah.
What?
The slug they took out of him is a 9mm with a bullet weight of 94 grains?
Yeah, I saw that. What do you think, a foreign make?
94 grains, it's gotta be. The only gun I know that can take a load like that is a Russian service automatic. Yeah, it's either a Stechkin or a Makarov.
They use those in Vietnam?
Oh, they sure did.
So where you going?
Don't worry, it ain't Moscow. Zana's a local kid whose parents live over on Colfax. Will you talk to them?
Yeah.
I've got a date with a government guy named Carson. I'll pick up what I can on this kid's background.
Enlisted U.S. Marine Corps, Camp Pendleton, Vietnam, Echo Company, 2nd Battalion, 3rd Marines. Promoted to corporal.
Mustard?
Yeah, thanks. Bronze Star, Purple Heart. Made squad leader of the 3rd Platoon's Alpha Squad. AWOL, September 29, 1969. Surfaced in Toronto, November 10.
When did he come here?
Well, this is the last report. Still has him in Canada.
Oh, yeah? I thought you government guys had everything wired right down to the last minute. I guess I'm going to have to write my congressman.
Come on, what do you want? The report's only 10 days old.
Well, that could mean that he wasn't in town more than a few days before he got shot.
No, he couldn't have been.
Let me ask you something. Why would he come here? He gets collared, he goes up for years. Some trouble he's running away from up there?
Well, we haven't heard of anything. The Canadians keep us pretty well informed. I don't know. It happens all the time, Mike. They get depressed, homesick.
They're around then, huh?
Oh, yeah. Deserters, draft evaders. A lot more of them stayed in the country than went out. Of course, they wouldn't last for a week if they weren't getting help.
From who?
Organizations, you know, all the deep breathers. Then the lawyers, businessmen. There's a doctor right over here on Powell. A man named Blakely. Straight arrow. No record of any radical activity. The last person on God's earth you'd think would be into helping fugitives.
What kind of help? Money?
Well, no, not that so much. Mostly they get them jobs, maybe a place to stay. Put the new boys in touch with the old timers, that kind of thing.
Must be pretty tough to make a case against them then, isn't it?
You know, once in a while we get one, but they're pretty careful.
Thanks for the meeting.
No problem. Thanks for lunch.
Oh, forget it.
We don't know anything. We didn't even know he was home. He was right here in town. We didn't even know it.
I guess he was afraid to tell you.
What?
Well, he knew the authorities were looking for him. He probably told them to come here time to time. And he didn't want you to get in trouble if he got caught here.
We wouldn't have said anything.
Who's the girl?
I'm sorry.
The girl in the picture.
That's Kathy. Guess we should call her.
Sir, if you'd like, I can tell her.
Tell her what? That he died a coward, a deserter, a traitor?
No, that he's dead, that's all.
That's all? Well, that's not all. That's not anything. Tell her why he died. Tell me. Explain to me so I can understand. All right, maybe he was wrong. But was he so wrong that somebody should kill him? Was he?
Mr. Zahn, we don't know who killed him or why.
And maybe you don't care very much, huh? Maybe he's better off dead.
No, we care.
You killed him. You and all your friends with their stupid badges and your guns that you think make men out of you. Now you can close your books on the desperate criminal Robert Zahn.
Kathy, I'm not trying to close the book. Just fill in the blank pages. When was the last time you saw Robert?
Last year, I went to Toronto.
You Didn't stay with him?
He wouldn't let me.
Did you know he was in San Francisco?
No.
Didn't he make any attempt to try?
How is he supposed to get in touch with me? They watch people like me. Haven't you heard? I'm a walking booby trap.
Okay.
Okay. What did you say your name was?
Keller.
You weren't in the service, were you, Keller?
No.
No. Policemen didn't get drafted, did they?
No, they didn't.
So you stayed at home and chased the ones who did.
Kathy, I'm sorry, but I'm not the enemy.
Who is Keller?
They really got to you, huh?
Yes, she got to me. So did Zahn's dad. I'm not going to say they didn't, but you can't say my idea doesn't make sense. Somebody's got to get in contact with these guys.
Well, we don't know for sure whether Zahn made contact with anyone. He may have just sat in his hotel room.
You said yourself the first thing he probably did when he got to town was to make contact with the deserters.
No, I didn't say that. I said that was the government's theory.
You got a better one?
You're really hot under the collar, aren't you?
Forget it.
Well, all right. Let's say you go undercover. What makes you so sure you can find these people?
I'll get in contact with the doctor.
Have you got a cover story?
No, not yet, no.
Well, you're going to need one. Where are you going to come from, Canada?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, then you're going to need a Canadian ID. So you better see Sergeant Diaz on intelligence. And those clothes, oh, those clothes. Now, you better get a store label for those clothes.
You saying it's okay?
No, it's not okay.
But I can't do it?
Yes, you can do it. But I want you to call me every 2 hours. Hot or cold, every 2
Mike,
hours.
come on.
2 hours.
Okay, 2 hours. Is that it, Mama?
No, it's not all. Now, we've been through a lot of scrapes together, haven't we?
Yeah?
Well, I don't want to lecture you. I just want to remind you. I want to remind you that politics and police work don't mix. These boys that you're going to try to hook up with, they broke a law. And because they broke that law, some people think they're criminals. Other people think they're heroes. Now, as far as you're concerned, the only thing that matters is the fact that you're carrying a shield. And that means that how you feel about things don't get in the way of what you do about them. Have you got that?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Now, these guys have been underground for a long time. They're not going to be lollipops.
No.
And it's just possible that Robert Zahn did go underground just like you're going to do. And it's possible that somebody decided he wasn't straight. Now, he is toes up now. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, what I want is... I want you to be heads up.
So do I. Thanks.
Oh, and this time I'm asking you, don't get a haircut.
Headaches?
No.
Dizzy spells?
No?
Vomiting? Nausea?
No, I'm all right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with me.
One of us seems to be a bit confused. You do know I'm a doctor.
Yeah, I know, but that's not what I had to see you about. See, I got into town yesterday, you know, and I'm pretty broke. Well, I had an okay job up in Canada, but I lost it. Well, see, the thing is, I don't know anybody. And if I could just find some other guys in the same boat, you know, maybe they could help me, you know, until I got squared away.
That's all very interesting, Mr. Murdoch, but I'm still not sure why you came to me.
I need help.
I can see that. How about Traveler's Aid or one of the city agencies? I'm a doctor.
Right, Benjamin Blakely.
That's me.
Right.
And how did you get my name?
Zahn, Bobby Zahn.
Zahn.
Yeah, see, I'm on the run, too. I'm a resistor in Zahn. He was a deserter. And I was in Toronto, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and I told him I was going to try to make it in the States, and he gave me your name and told me you could turn me on to some of the guys down here.
Well, he told you wrong. I don't know anybody named Zahn.
Oh, Doc, come on.
Certainly don't know
shut me
people
out,
you're
Doc.
trying to
Please give me a
locate.
break. Come on. I heard you were okay. Guess I heard wrong. Thanks for nothing.
Miss Collins, would you get me that young man's address? Thank you.
I don't like him.
Well, he's been in Canada.
What makes you think that?
Now, there was a book of matches from some bar and grill in Vancouver and a sweater he got in Toronto.
He doesn't have a letter. How come he doesn't have a letter?
I don't know. But sometimes you have to take a chance.
Yeah, why?
Come on, Val. How would you like it?
How would you like it if he turned out to be a Fed?
Can you tell me anything about this boy? The kind of kid he was? Was he ever in trouble?
I'm sorry. They're all just names on a card after a while.
What about his teachers?
Well, that's possible. Here we are. Robert E. Zahn, class of '67. Homeroom teacher, Miss Paulson. Yes, if anyone would remember him, she would.
I'd like to meet her.
Well, she's left us. Retired about 1970.
Well, do you happen to have an address on her?
I'm sure we do. Miss Granucci, would you help the lieutenant, please?
I appreciate that, Mr. Denker. Mrs. Paulson.
Yes?
Lieutenant Stone, San Francisco Police Department. I'd like to talk to you about one of your former pupils, Robert Zahn.
Well, I don't think I want to talk to you about Robert, Lieutenant. If he's in trouble with the government, that's his business, not mine.
Well, I'm afraid it's more than trouble. He's been murdered.
Looks all right so far.
He could be wired.
So we'll have a look. How did it go? He didn't talk to anyone.
How you doing? I'm Murdoch.
Murphy, Stone, have you heard from Keller? What time have you got? Yeah, every 2 hours. Okay, I'll keep in touch.
You see, Murdoch, it's like we don't know who you are. I mean, you could be anybody.
Right. See, when someone from the outside gets in touch with us, well, they usually have this letter of introduction, or something we could check out.
Yeah, well, I've never been into the, the exile community thing.
You were somewhere, brother.
Sure, I've been a lot of places. I was in Red Deer, Winnipeg, even Glace Bay up in Nova Scotia. You name it, I probably washed dishes or cut timber or something.
Where were you drafted?
Pennsylvania. Well, I never took the step. I just caught the first bus heading north.
How come you're here? I mean, here with us.
Yeah, I guess that's what we really want to know.
Right. Well, I was in Toronto about 2 weeks ago, and I stopped by the committee to see if there's anything new about amnesty, and I got talking with this deserter, Bobby Zahn. Any of you guys know him? Anyway, he told me he was going to try to make it in San Francisco, underground. And I said, well, how do you do that? And he told me about this guy, Blakely, Dr. Blakely.
I still don't answer the question.
Why I'm here?
Right.
Well, right now, man, I wish I knew. I don't know. I left Toronto. I was heading west, and I couldn't get a job. I had my thumb out, and I started thinking about it. Why not? Why don't I give it a try? And now I'm here.
Murdoch, come here.
It's possible.
Yeah, man, but he's not too bright. He's here, isn't he?
Let me ask you a question. How do we know that you're not an agent?
You gonna throw me over just in case?
Welcome home.
Thank you.
Well, this is it.
Was it okay to take this thing off?
Sure.
Welcome to the home for wayward boys.
Well, thank you. Whose place is this?
Belongs to Harris.
What, do you own it?
Yeah. Yeah, you can just dump your gear in one of the empty rooms, all right? Show them around.
Hey, thank you. Thanks a lot.
It's Canford, Bell, and I'm Powers. We go by last names. So much for the formalities.
Let's grab a beer.
So now you know who's the officer and the gentleman in the crowd.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Listen, what happened to Harris's leg?
He got shot.
Where?
Numb. Where else?
Hey, he don't like to talk about it, you know.
He must have gotten a discharge.
Oh, yeah, he's not hiding out. He just lets us crash here until we get papers, a job, place to live, like that.
That's pretty nice.
All right, rules of the house. Number 1, no free rides. Everybody helps out.
It's fine by me.
Number 2, there's a telephone in there. Maybe it's bugged, maybe not. Nobody knows. You want to make a phone call, you go down to the gas station to make a phone call.
Okay.
Except you have nobody to call, right?
I guess not, no.
Hey, now. What's happening here? You must be the new guy.
Bennett, Murdoch.
Hey, now. Hey, you a Memphis boy?
No.
Shoot. I ain't talked to nobody from down home for so long. We had some real nice times down there, real nice.
Sorry, I wish I could help you.
I don't know what I'm doing here anyway. Chumping myself.
Why don't you go home?
Tried that. My mama called the FBI and told them to come and get me. You ready for that? My own sweet little mama.
Yeah, I guess we're all in the same boat one way or the other, huh? I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, later.
Yep. Hello?
Oh, you're the new one.
Yeah, you know where I can find a spare bed around here?
Yeah, I guess so. I think there's one upstairs. I just work here.
I'm Murdoch.
Where are you from?
Originally, back east.
Oh, originally back east. That covers a lot of ground.
Well, I was going to tell you, I was from Coatesville, Pennsylvania. You know where that is?
Are you kidding me? Coatesville, Pennsylvania? And here I thought I was so well traveled.
If I said I lived on Blicker Street, played third base for Union High School, you wouldn't know whether I was lying or not, now would you?
No, but I could probably find out.
Be my guest.
What are you so angry about?
I've been ducking questions for 5 years. Now, all of a sudden, I'm supposed to open my mouth to a whole bunch of strangers I've never seen. Where you been? Where you from? What are you doing? I don't need that.
Hey, peace.
Forget it.
What are you, a deserter?
No, I'm an invader. What are you?
A writer, cook, listener, a friend of Ron's.
Ron Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds like a busy schedule. This sure is a nice farm. Where are we?
Well, that's not on the schedule. You'll have to ask somebody else.
Well, sure is nice to know I instill so much confidence. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Nobody touched it.
Did I talk to you about Murdoch?
I guess you did.
What time did he check out?
Well, this afternoon sometime.
Time? What time?
Well, 1 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock.
Get the key. I want to see his room.
Yeah, I got the key right here. That's it.
Come on.
Follow me, huh?
Oh, man, it's gonna be a hot one.
Yeah, it sure is. Hey, you must be in pretty good shape cutting all that timber up in Canada, huh?
You remember that guy Zahn I told you about? I met him up in Toronto.
Yeah. What about?
Well, he said he's coming down to San Francisco. Just wondered if he made it.
Why?
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
Well, I wouldn't know. I never seen him.
Didn't see Harris this morning.
Uh-huh. He went into town. What do you have, a doctor's appointment?
Yeah.
What about this fella Zahn, the one who's supposed to know him? Does he or doesn't he?
We don't know. Zahn never showed up.
What do you mean? He was here. I called you about him.
And we fixed it up so we'd meet, but he never came.
So you don't know if the new man's legitimate or an infiltrator? I can't say that makes me feel very secure.
Wait, here. Murdoch used this yesterday. I made sure nobody touched it. It's got his fingerprints on it.
So?
Well, I thought maybe you could have that friend of yours lift the prints and check them out.
What did I say? How am I going to explain that?
Doc, it's in a good cause, right?
You mean our necks?
No, I mean if this guy is who he says he is, we don't want to lose him. You must have felt the same way. You wouldn't have called.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
I'll try.
Did he ever tell you why he deserted?
He wasn't the only one, you know. There were 500,000 others.
Well, I thought the most we ever had over there was 500,000. They didn't all quit.
I believe that figure is for all U.S. forces overseas since 1964.
All right. There are a lot of young men who chose the same way Robert Zahn did. But there are a lot more, many, many more who didn't choose that way.
My country, right or wrong.
You think that's foolish?
You don't?
Well, I think it's a good country. And speaking for myself, it may be the best. Because I think we have a pretty good system of laws.
And laws should never be changed, huh?
I didn't say that, did I? The bad ones and the outdated ones, of course they should be changed. And I think they should be challenged, but if you're going to break a law that is still in effect, well, then you better be able to take the consequences.
Bob knew the consequences.
I'm sure he did. Miss Hollander, I don't want to argue with you about the war. Robert Zahn had a very good service record. He was decorated, he was promoted. And then all of a sudden, something happened. Something happened that made him turn around, completely around. Now, he wrote a letter to an old school teacher friend of his telling him what happened. But it was all kind of general. I thought maybe he had written to you, and that to you he was a little more specific. That's all I'm asking.
Let's say that he did. How would that help you find out who killed him?
I don't know. I'm just trying to fill in the blanks. If it happened to be a chance encounter, well, then it doesn't matter how many blanks I fill in, does it? But if somebody wanted him dead, I'd like to know why. Wouldn't you?
This letter was written on August 23rd, 1969. Bob was in Hong Kong for rest and rehabilitation. Dear Kathy, I think maybe I'm insane. If I'm not, somebody is. I wonder whether anybody knows what this war is doing to some of us who have to fight it. Something happened that I have to tell you about, because if I don't, I know I'll stop believing it really happened. We were going to go out on a patrol to locate the VC. We knew they were waiting to hit us, and nobody liked the idea. The lieutenant passed the order to start moving, and a guy in my squad, a guy named Randall, pulled the pin on a grenade and rolled it up behind him. Just like that. Pulled the pin and killed him. I was the only one who saw it, and I think the guy would have killed me too, except that the explosion gave away our position, and the VC opened up on us. When the firing stopped, Randall was gone. I never saw him again. I put him on report. That's all I could do. But I wonder what it means when life gets so cheap that we can kill each other just as easy as we can kill the enemy. I wonder if that is happening to me. If it is, and if I don't do something about it, does that make me insane? The next time I heard from him, he was in Canada.
May I use your phone?
Help yourself.
This is a police call. I'd like long distance to give me the United States Marine Corps base at Camp Pendleton, Oceanside, California.
But what I want to know is why is Vale so uptight?
Oh, he's all right. He spent a long time in Nam, and I guess he had a rough time.
Wonder if Bobby Zahn ever made it.
Hey, wasn't he that guy who made contact last week? I think that was Zahn. Yeah.
Any of you guys want anything from the store?
Hey, give me a Hershey bar.
A fat woman with money.
Wait a minute, I'll give you a hand.
Hey, where's Murdoch going?
To the store. Listen, why don't I go fill it up with gas? I'll meet you back here.
Okay, fine. Just tell Jonas to put it on the bill.
Anybody here? No, there's no number on this thing, but there's a general store called Peterson's in Alsford. Right across the street's a one-pumper station. It's, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 minutes out of town, probably between you and Modesto.
Say, that's an awful lot of real estate. Listen, this is what I picked up. A Marine in Zahn's outfit fragged a lieutenant. Zahn was the only witness. The guy's name who did it is Randall. Now, I've got the Marine Corps looking up his service record and his description.
Okay, I'll check it out. Wait a minute, hold on 1 second. Hey, mister! Where are we? Where is this place? Listen, I got trouble. I'll have to call you when I can.
Hey, what are you doing, man?
Well, you told me to use that phone.
Yeah, I thought you said you didn't know anybody.
Remember the chick?
Where, from Canada?
Oh, and I'll have to answer all your questions.
My tail is tied to yours, brother. Now, you've been asking a lot of questions around here. About time you answer some.
Yeah, and you just back off.
Looks like all of a sudden you remembered some old friends.
There's only one way they could have found him. You told them, and I want you to tell me where he is.
I'm gonna call my lawyer.
You do that. But you listen to me. This has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with the Vietnam War, whether it's right or whether it's wrong. This has to do with the cop. And if anything happens to that cop, if he is killed or hurt in any way, I promise you, you're going to be the fall guy. Now go on, call.
You really think he's in danger?
Did you ever hear of a kid named Robert Zahn?
Yes, he was here a few days ago. Why?
He's been murdered. And we think one of your good friends pulled the trigger.
I think he's an agent.
That's your problem. Yeah? Well, I got the answer to it right here.
Now, hey, come on, man. You don't need that.
Put it away, Val. Let's hear some answers, man.
Or what? You gonna kill me like you did Zahn, that lieutenant?
What are you talking about?
Bad news, Vale. Or is it Randall? Either way, if you kill me now, you're gonna have to kill every person here.
How do you know that Zahn was killed?
Because I saw the body. He was shot to death last Wednesday after he made contact, and the bullet came from a Russian automatic, probably that gun right there.
He's a cop, man.
Later for this.
Hey, hold it, hold it!
What do you mean, hold it? I'm looking at 5 years in the joint.
Now, let's take it easy. Let's cool out. Now, let's put it together. Now, how about it? Are you an agent?
No, I'm not FBI. I'm not military intelligence. Like the man said, I'm just a cop, okay? I'm on a murder case. You got that? A murder case.
Oh, yeah, I believe that.
It doesn't make any difference. It's him or us. Well, isn't it? I mean, how else do we get out of this?
I don't believe this whole thing. What are you? I thought you were supposed to stand for something. But what is it? Killing? Get him before he gets you? You could have had all that you wanted in Vietnam and been heroes for it now if that's all you cared about. I thought you were supposed to be different.
Hey, look, I realize I'm not exactly a neutral observer, but you guys have been on the run for a long time, getting dumped, spit on. And for what? So you can kill me now? Come on. Randall, we're gonna go in.
Name's Vale. No, I've never killed anybody. I don't know anything about this guy, Zahn.
I'll take it.
Whose gun is it?
It's mine. Picked it up in Nam.
And you picked up Zahn?
That's right.
What happened?
I went to meet him. He didn't show up.
No, he showed. Yeah, he showed just like me. And you left him, Harris, just where we found him.
Were you there?
No, and I wasn't in Nam either. Maybe that's why I don't understand how you could kill your own kind.
Give me the gun.
Hey, look. You got anything to do with this, Zahn?
That's right. Zahn saw this guy frag his own lieutenant.
Shut up! You have got no right to judge me.
I'm not judging you. They are.
We were looking right into an ambush. There was this lieutenant. Grayson was his name. A real gunny. He could have let us hole up. He could have let us hole up and then pull back, but that wasn't his style, you see. With my life, he was bucking for tracks. He passed the order to move out. I figured it was either him or me, so I... Afterwards, they started opening up on us, you see. So I started to run. I ran until I came on this guy, Harris, Ron Harris. He was dead, so I took his tags, that's all. It was then that I stepped on that mine. I was out there for 3 days before they picked up what was left of me.
And Zahn was the only guy who saw it.
That's right. But I figured him for dead. Well, what would you have done, huh? The same thing, right? Okay. okay, I understand.
I don't understand. If you could do all that, why this?
Guilt. Maybe. All right. You guys are on your own. You coming?
Vale, give me the gun.
No!
You can have him, man. Not with this.
Okay.
Oh, please let him go. I mean, it's all over, isn't
You
it?
want to tell Bob Zahn that or his family? Any of you want to tell him that? Get out of there, Randall! Thanks.
The war's over. Let's get out of here.
Come on.
Yeah, you too, babe, unless you want to go with him.
Guns in the shed. Peace, brother.
Was he the only one in it?
Yeah.
Was that the gun he used?
Uh-huh.
And the other Skip?
Well, there are more of them than were of me. How'd you find this place?
Oh, the doctor.
Is he gonna face charges?
Oh, no, that's for the Bureau. We tell them everything we know. I'm in homicide, remember? That other war, that's for a different department.
you need is a hot bath. Your girl's nice, soothing touch.
All right, Doc, give me the prescription. I'm ready. I'm ready.
You got it on your own time.
Attention all units. Attention all units. 909X at phone booth. Clay and Leavenworth. Woman states man attempted to run her down with an automobile.
Inspectors 8-1 to headquarters. Will respond. 909X.
It's all right.
Okay, ma'am.
Everything's going to be all
He kept
right.
trying to hit me.
There's nothing to worry about.
Over like a stray animal.
Who was it, ma'am?
I don't know. He was in some car, and he kept trying to hit me over and over. He kept trying to kill me with that car.
We're going to take you home right now, ma'am. We're going to take you home.
Come on, we'll take you home. Come on.
He kept trying to hit me with that car.
Is that the only outside entry?
Yeah.
Nice place.
Oh, I'm sorry I kept you so long.
No problem, Mrs. Howard.
Oh, it's Miss.
Are you feeling better now?
Yes, I am. Much better.
You cold?
I can't seem to control this. I'm sorry.
There's nothing to apologize about. You suffered a shock. You want to see a doctor?
No. I'm feeling much better, really. Thank you very much.
You didn't recognize a person who tried to run you over?
No.
You're positive of
Yes.
that? Could you describe him?
I wish I could. I'd feel much safer.
Could it have been the same person that followed you home from the movies?
I don't know. I can't be sure. I just can't be sure.
But you were followed. You're sure of that?
Yes. Every time I kept looking back, he'd disappear into the darkness.
And then?
And then somebody did try to kill me. I mean, it was a nightmare, but it was no dream.
Well, at least we have a description of the car, and we'll keep the case open. But if you remember anything at all, anything, feel free to call us.
Yes, thank you very much. You've really been gentlemen. Truly gentle.
Good night.
Do you live alone?
Oh, yes. Oh, but I'm not lonely. Loneliness is bad. But solitude, it's an honored guest. A welcome caller. Good night.
Good night.
And thank you again.
Edith, darling, you go to the cab stand. I'll see to the luggage.
Listen, I got something.
Yeah? A lead on that pawnbroker
No,
killing?
I'm still working on that.
Oh, I thought maybe you broke that one wide open. Okay, what have you got?
Description of the car on the Martha Howard case. They just found
Found
it
abandoned in an alley. It was between 4th Street and Brannan. Stolen vehicle. 67 blue Ford wagon reported stolen 3 days ago by Mrs. Emma Lang. Now held in the police garage. No identifiable fingerprints.
Just always one step ahead of me, aren't you?
Well, just let me tell you what the next step is. There is nowhere else to go.
Somebody tried to kill her.
So says a gentle, lonely lady.
You don't believe her?
Within the period of the last 5 years... Wait a minute. Where's that report? Here it is. Within the last 5 years, the police have been summoned twice by a Martha Howard.
The same Martha?
The same. I checked it out. The first time it was a prowler. The second time, a peeping Tom watching her take a bath. She couldn't prove it. No shred of evidence. She couldn't identify anyone. And this time she called from a phone booth on a deserted street and said that somebody was going to murder her. She couldn't identify him. Look, what we've got to do is bust that pawnbroker case. That's the one. So you just get those old, tired legs of yours in shape.
So that's it for Martha Howard, huh?
There's nothing more we can do for her. I grant you, she's a lovely lady, but maybe, huh? Just maybe a little bit up here. Don't you think?
Who is it?
Ryan.
Oh, honey. Oh. I've waited so long for this. I don't mind telling you.
It always amazes me. How many times has it been? It still fills me with wonder. The minute I see you, the minute I touch you, everything falls into place. Everything is serene.
Says the prince to the clown.
Is everything okay? Do you need anything?
Only you. But then the Dominion of Canada just has the pleasure of your company occasionally.
Martha.
There was one thing. That was your wife.
Yes.
She was lovely.
She's never been to San Francisco before.
I know.
She insisted on coming with me this time.
Women often ask that of their husbands.
We'll be together. I'll work something out.
And just see the headlines. Cabinet minister works it out with middle-aged mistress.
Who is young of heart.
It's skipping rope right now.
Martha. Think about that. You're dead. You don't know it.
Homicide, Lieutenant Stone.
Listen, I finally caught up with Minnie Lane. I think he's ready to talk about the pawnbroker killing, but he wants protection. I suggest you put a tail on him right now.
He's got it. Listen, a message just came in for you, Martha Howard. I think you'd better get with her. She's making those panic sounds again.
You're dead, Martha. Think about that. You're dead, and you don't even know it.
You recognize the voice?
No.
Get any previous phone calls like this?
No, never. Not ever.
Do you run some sort of business from this apartment, either mail order catalogs, magazine subscriptions, anything like that?
No. You're wondering why a person like me would have a contraption like that on her telephone.
Yes, you found me out, yeah.
Well, you're going to think I'm silly.
No, I don't, no.
Well, sometimes when the solitude gets to be too much, you know, I listen to conversations that I've had. Sometimes I play them over and over. And, you know, the most interesting ones, the long-distance one. You think I'm mad, don't you? Huh? Of course you do. Because I have called the police several times when I've been terribly frightened. But I didn't have any proof. But now I do have proof. I have proof that I'm not lying, that I'm not neurotic, and that I'm not some desperate, lonely old maid who's just so forlorn she has to beg for a man's company, even if it's a policeman's.
Why would someone want to kill you?
I don't know.
Well, think about it for a minute. Somebody you crossed, maybe somebody you hurt.
But I haven't hurt anybody.
Maybe without even knowing it.
But I would know it.
He's a very handsome man. Is he a friend of yours?
Oh, no. No, that's my brother.
Well, does he know what happened?
Huh? Oh, no, he lives outside the country, and I just wouldn't want to bother him.
Maybe you ought to leave the city and go visit him.
You know, he has a lot of responsibilities, and...
See, Miss Howard, I think you're holding something back, and there's no way I can help you unless you level with me.
Well, just please don't let me get killed.
Okay. Listen, I'm gonna have to take this with me, all right?
All right.
Stay here.
Is Miss Howard in?
Yeah. It's your brother.
Who are you?
Inspector Keller, San Francisco Police Department.
Police? Mother, what goes on here?
I lied. When he saw your photograph, I lied to him. You see, you could have fooled
Why are you
yourself.
here?
It's nothing, Brian, really.
Why?
The other night, someone tried to kill her, and today she got a threatening phone call.
Why didn't you tell me?
Honey, it's just some cruel joke somebody is playing. Besides, I've been seeing too many movies, that's all.
It's not her imagination. I really don't think it's much of a joke.
What are you doing about it?
We're working as fast as we can without any witnesses or evidences. We need all the help we can get. Maybe you can offer some, It is Mr. Downing, isn't it?
Yes, Brian Downing.
Well, that's all right, sir. I don't need to see a card. I recognize your photograph. Heard a couple of your speeches, like what you have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Keller. But back to this situation. That's all that concerns me at the moment. I hope it's all that concerns you.
It is, Mr. Downing, it is. Miss Howard, take care.
Thank you.
Darling.
You promised us a day. Is this it?
But you're in danger.
Listen, you're going to forget all about that. I will not be a cross for you to bear. And besides, I'm the policeman's darling, and they're paid to protect me. If I need protection. But all I really need is for you to love me.
Will you have lunch with me, Miss Howard?
I'd love to, but...
She's on a shopping spree. It'll take the whole day. Sausalito?
Yes. I'll be just a minute, okay?
You're dead, Martha. Think about that. You're dead. And you don't even know it.
Which proves she's not,
Okay, so what have we got? We've got a single lady whose life is in danger.
We also got a liar.
Come again?
The photograph of the man in her apartment, she told me it was her brother. No way.
So what's the harm?
The guy's Brian Downing. He's a big mocker in Canada.
Cabinet minister, right?
That's right.
So what's he doing here?
Well, he comes here for business.
Okay, he's not her brother. So he's a friend.
A little more.
More? More?
Yeah.
Oh, well, now, that's very interesting. Because, she's not exactly a centerfold, is she?
I don't know, though. I once fell in love with my history teacher. She walked like a pigeon, but there was something about it that was just far out.
Isn't that nice? Where does it lead?
All right, Downing's wife came to town with him. Now, maybe Downing's tired of the affair, wanted to get rid of her, and hired a killer. Of course, I can think of easier ways to end a relationship.
You say his wife is here with him?
That's right.
Well, if she knows about them, she's got motive.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. We don't have anything to go on. There's no scouting report. There's no instant replay. Nothing. Nothing at all except that tape. What we have is a pawnbroker named Taylor, and he's been murdered. Now, that is something we can go on.
It's been done. Minnie Lane's spilling the whole story to the DA right now.
You turned him?
I brought him in another charge, promised him he wouldn't get a jacket.
That's good. That's very good.
But what about Martha Howard?
There is nothing more we can do on that.
You keep long hours, don't you?
Well, you've been gone a little while yourself.
Yes, I have had a lovely day. And I'm going to go upstairs and relive every moment of it.
You see that? Here I was worrying about you, too.
All through the dinner hour?
Well, that's the nice thing about daylight savings. Keeps you thin. You're never hungry till after dark. By then, it's too late anyway.
Yes.
Would you mind if I took a look around first?
Oh, no, please. I'd appreciate that. I don't remember leaving that window open. Oh, yes, I do. I left so quickly. Sorry. Well,
Okay, it's all clear.
thank you very much.
You're very welcome. You lock the door up after I leave?
Yeah.
Great. Good night.
Good night. Thank you again. Bye-bye. He went through the window. In here. Careful.
So?
We released him, Steve.
A copy of you gotta be kidding me.
No way. Insufficient evidence. Bringing him to trial for attempted murder would be foolish. Unrealistic.
Insufficient evidence, but he tried to kill me.
We have no proof of that, Miss Howard. You couldn't identify him as the man in the closet.
But he was wearing a mask.
He wasn't when you hassled him, was he, Steve?
He threw it away.
Did you see him do that?
No, but there's no way to
you
get...
gonna go find it? I mean, alleys are littered with torn ladies' stockings.
Yes, but his clothes, they were
Miss
in the...
Howard, kids all over the city wear the same clothes as Bobby Nelson. Now, maybe some of them have weapons. Nelson didn't.
Man, he almost killed a lady. I chased him halfway across the room. What was he running from?
This game too long, Steve, but so far I have not come across a law that says you can't run across a roof. Oh, and something else. He's accusing you of brutality. He says that you failed to identify yourself as an officer of the law, and that your attitude was menacing and dangerous, and that he ran away from you out of fear for his life, and that you beat him up. Now, those weren't his words exactly, Steve. Expletive deleted, you know. I'm paraphrasing with a little legalese.
Oh, no, wait a minute now. How would you say that you're letting a potential killer run loose in legalese?
You like the way the department's being accused of brutality, Stone? I mean, it hasn't suffered enough of that? Next time, nail it down, Keller. Tight. What you gave me to go in with now was a bag full of nothing.
You heard the man, didn't you? You know, you better listen to him, because a pig can get himself in an awful lot of trouble. He don't keep his nose clean. You too, lady. You know you ain't got... Oh, hey, get your hands off of me, What do you want to do, huh? You want to beat up on me again, huh? Huh? You know that cop's got something in for me. He's some kind of sick cop. I never did nothing to him, nothing.
Go home, Sonny. It's all over.
Don't you ever call me that again.
You take Miss Howard home.
Sure you don't know him?
There's so many anonymous people in the world, aren't there? I mean, I was one before all this. I may have seen him, I don't know where, under what circumstances, but our paths might have crossed, I can't be sure. But I do know that I never hurt him. I would have remembered that. I hope the same as I would remember if somebody hurt me.
How long do you know Mr. Downing?
You know about us, don't you?
Think so, yeah. How long?
I could tell you right to the minute, but let's say several years.
He's married?
Yes.
Very important man?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? A man like him with me. There's something very special happens. Sort of like a small miracle happens between us, you know? And I don't understand it, but I will not question it, and it just happens, and it makes us both very happy and serene.
Could he have known Bobby Nelson?
What are you trying to say? That Brian wants me dead?
You couldn't believe that, could you?
No. No, if he wanted that, if he really wanted it, he wouldn't have hired a man who failed.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You know his wife?
No, but I've seen her once.
Does she know about you?
No, I don't think so.
Darling,
Hmm?
do you like it?
Smashing.
And me in it?
Smashing.
Then I shall keep it. How did your meetings go yesterday?
I won some points, lost others.
Oh, it was the most perfect day. Beautiful, crystals sparkling. You could bathe in it.
We'll have others to share.
Yes. I'm sure of that. Many others.
Where then tonight? After the conference, I'll take you to a glittering place for dinner. You'll stun them.
As I stun you. Yes, operator, information, please. Yes, a listing in the city for Miss Martha Howard.
You looking for an apartment?
No, I'm looking for Bobby Nelson.
He's not in.
Has he lived here long?
Almost a year.
Alone?
You some friend of Bobby's? You're no friend of Bobby's. Maybe nobody's.
Bobby got a lot of friends, huh?
Only one I know is me.
Where is he, at work?
Looking. That's work. Lost his job 4 or 5 months ago. Got fired.
From where?
Driving truck for a florist.
Why was he fired?
Who knows? Who cares? Pays his rent. Bobby's a nice boy. But he breaks my heart sometimes.
Well, yeah, why is that?
He locks himself in his room for days on end. I can hear him yelling, like he was screaming at the world. Then not a sound. And pretty soon, I hear him crying like a baby. I try to help, but he won't let me. His mother calls. I tell him it's his mother, his own mother. He won't answer.
May I look at his room?
You out to bust him or something?
No, I'd just like to see his room.
I keep it clean for Bobby.
It's very clean.
Leave my son alone! Leave me alone! This crazy cop's got it in for me. He's some kind of sadist. He's not trying to just bust me. He wants to hurt me. He's all freaked out. I've done nothing. I'll keep him away from me. Please. Please.
You better get out of here.
Get out!
I must say, I expected someone quite different.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
How did you meet? Work?
No. Just by chance.
Where?
I go to the museum every Saturday. And this particular Saturday, I just... Look, you don't want to hear all this.
And from there?
From there, I don't remember exactly. Only that I know that it has never seemed the way it feels right now. We never meant for it to come to this. We never meant to hurt you. Really. Mrs. Downing,
Do you find that hard to say?
Yeah.
Try Edith. He never talked about me then.
No. Not by name, he didn't.
But you knew about me.
Yes.
So he could be honest with you and not with me. I must say, after 17 years, that isn't very flattering.
How did you find out?
That was just chance, too. About 2 months, yes, 2 months ago, I saw him walk into a florist in Toronto. He picked out the most beautiful bouquet of flowers I've ever seen, and I saw him write a note. I waited for those flowers all that day and the next. But they were never delivered to me. They were delivered to you by airmail. I checked. And then I wept. I plan to weep no more. You see, Miss Howard, my husband is a very important man. I will not have his career ruined by a pathetic and sordid little affair. Nor will I have my own dignity denigrated any longer. It would be very comforting to all concerned if you decided to simply get out of his life. Because I'm not certain what I will do if you don't.
Well, well, well. What have we here? 3 little alley cats looking for action, huh? How tough are you? Huh? You don't look so tough to me. Didn't you see what your boy did to me? Huh? I'm lucky I'm alive.
Bobby, don't upset yourself. Sit down. That's right. I'm bringing charges of police brutality against you, Inspector. Unwarranted, violent, criminal action on the part of a sadistic policeman.
What proof do you have, Tomlin?
I've already talked to your superiors, Stone. They assure me that the internal affairs will investigate, and they're not going to allow you to run loose in the streets. They're going to tie you to a desk. One move from you, suspension.
I'm asking you, what kind of proof do you have?
Proof? How much proof do you need?
Please, Bobby. You know the most you can hope for? Dismissal, dishonorable discharge. You know the least you can expect? A sentence for criminal assault with a deadly weapon. You understand, of course, that your fists are like blunt razors.
I asked you, what proof do you have?
Proof? Yes. Yes, we've got something better than that. We have a witness, Bobby's landlady.
You see, he did it again!
Calm
He's
down.
a maniac!
Calm down. My. You really do have a temper, don't you?
Will you get out and take the psycho with you?
You want a piece of this action, Lieutenant?
I want you to get out.
All right. Come along, Bobby. Come on now. Come on.
That's beautiful. Just beautiful. I don't get out here enough.
You know, I think a good idea would be if we brought a picnic lunch out here every once in a while, instead of going to those hamburger stands and hot dog stands, diners. Okay, come on, I know how you feel. You're all heated up. Let's just walk it off. What kind of a mind do you think would let himself get all battered up to a pulp just so he can ruin you?
Like you said it to Tomlin, the guy is a psycho.
Yeah, but who beat him up and why?
Maybe he asked for it, maybe he paid for it. Maybe he even got lucky. Look, you're not going to understand his mind, neither am I, but I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to get him. You may book on that, but I'm going to get that guy.
No. I'll tell you what I'll write book on. If you make a move, one little tiny move, and I'll bet you the department will kick you out so fast
The
that your
department
head
doesn't buy it, then I've had it anyway. And that's how that whole thing got started. I'm walking around with my handcuffs on.
So now you're going to get bitter on me, too, huh? Okay. It's tough knowing that somebody can get hurt and you can't do anything about it, not one solitary thing. But why don't you look at it from a different point of view, huh? Take a different angle on it. Guys with badges, just like yours and mine, being able to step in wherever they want to and start pushing people around. They have no solid proof at all, but they still push people around. What does that remind you of, huh? Gestapo, maybe?
But what am I going to do? It's his word against mine. My hands are tied.
I'll tell you what you can do. Why don't you just think of everything that you've dug up already and let me have it? There's got to be motive somewhere for murder. Someplace, sometime, that boy and lady's paths crossed to set him off.
How could he have given such a young girl such wisdom?
Hmm?
To have a child say, parting is such sweet sorrow. Out of the mouths of babes.
Martha, it doesn't have to end now.
You're a brilliant man, my love. And you know better.
There's so much more for us.
There's nothing more than what we've already had.
Darling.
Don't. Please don't.
Be with you in a minute. Yeah, thank you very much. Be sure and come back. I got a nice special on carnations today.
I understand. Do you deliver?
Oh, sure.
Well, pick out a bunch for me. I want to send them to my daughter.
Yeah, more fathers like you, I could get rich.
You the owner?
Big deal. I'm a slave in a hothouse. Name of Max.
All alone? No help?
I got a couple of neighborhood kids deliver for me. Real nice, huh?
Max.
And you still find time to be a father, huh? It's a wonderful world, so why do you want to bust me?
Just some information. Did you have a boy by the name of Bobby Nelson working for you?
I fired him.
I heard. Why?
He insulted a customer. I can't afford locks, so how can I afford insults?
Who was the customer?
A lady. Naturally, who sends flowers to a man?
All right, a lady. What was the lady's name?
I got it in the file.
Was it Martha Howard by any chance?
I don't know, but...
Go in the files and find it for me, will you?
All right. Now, do you want those carnations, or is that just a police tactic?
I want them, and I want the lady's name, too.
All right, that's... Martha Howard. How did you know that?
What was the nature of her complaint?
She called in. She was worried about the kid. Said all she said was he didn't handle the flowers nice. And then he starts to yell on her. Who do you think you are? My mother, he yells, and he throws the flowers down on the floor. I mean, this lady might have felt sorry for him, but how many customers are going to feel that way? You got to can a kid like that, right?
Max,
right?
Max, give me another bunch, will you? Please. Can I use your phone?
Be my guest.
Homicide, Inspector Keller.
Steve, I think I just busted the case wide open. Nelson was fired, just like you said. He was fired because Martha Howard called his boss and complained.
Well, he's so bent, that could be a motive. It also ties what his landlady said about his hang-up with his mother. He flipped out last time she called.
Well, why don't you call Martha and make sure that she's not alone?
Airport, please. Cal West Terminal. Thank you very much, Mr. Carlson.
And have a nice trip.
Thank you.
What do you want?
I got a package from Miss Howard.
You run fast. Maybe you can catch her at the airport. Cal West Terminal.
Final call, TWA Skyliner for Philadelphia and intermediate cities. Now boarding Marchin at 16.
Yes. Hello. My name is Miss Howard, and I have a reservation on flight 217.
All aboard flight 62, please.
Leaves in 15 minutes at gate 7.
United Airlines mainliner shuttle cruiser flight 35 to Hawaii for Honolulu. Now boarding at United Transport gate number 22. All aboard flight 35, please.
You could have saved yourself the bother. She's not here. I'll put her in a cab to the airport. Sure is a popular lady today.
What?
Nothing. Just there was a delivery guy here for her, too, a few minutes ago. That's all I meant.
This delivery guy's face all beaten up?
Yeah, he was kind of beat up. About your height.
Did you tell him where Miss Howard was headed?
Yeah, why?
What terminal?
Cal West, why?
Miss Martha Howard, please come to Cal West ticket counter. Miss Martha Howard.
Excuse me. You had a page for Miss Howard?
Oh, yes, Miss Howard. A gentleman called and left a message for you.
Mr. Downing?
He didn't give a name, just a message. Please meet him on the flight deck. He's waiting for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All aboard flight 98, please.
I'll take this side. If you find him before I do, buy the book.
Hello, Miss Howard! You're not going anywhere.
Still alone.
Not really. Who are you going home to tonight? She'll be all right.
Okay, okay.
What did she say? Solitude is a welcome caller. You know, I think she's really got something there.
All units, 916 at Vallejo and Powell. See the man at 212 South Vallejo.
Inspectors 8-1 to headquarters. We'll respond to 916.
Better start playing that oom-pow music, fellas, because I am about to grab me the brass ring.
500. That monkey ain't gonna pay you nothing. He'll break your head for you, but he ain't gonna pay you nothing.
Oh, he will, or he gets whistle-blowed back to that Tuscaloosa prison farm.
Yeah, but what if he does you like you said he done that guard, huh?
But he don't want no trouble. I knew that the other day when I run into him. Now, all I want is that brass ring just this one time. Stick around and I'll buy you a beer in a few minutes. Matter of fact, I'll buy you 2 beers each. Aaron, how are you? Go outside and talk. I tell you true, twice 25 years wouldn't be long enough to forget the looks of that screw's head after you bashed him.
I know, I remember.
Look, he deserved to die. You know, you was just trying to help that kid he was hassling. I mean, you had to run.
Yes.
The pity was you had so little time left to serve. Now, you got my word, right? It's just this one time. If it wasn't for my wife eating all that medicine, I gotta say, coming on you when I did after all these years, it was providence, pure and simple.
Yes. Providence. I never want to see you again, Hobie.
No trouble at all, was it, Hobie?
It's just like I told you. How about them mirrors now?
Come on, now,
let me look at it. Let me see it.
Hey, that brass ring's only gonna make your finger
come
green
on,
anyway.
Frenchie, give me
Hope.
back now. Come on, you got it.
Hobie, that's all right. Is that really $500, Frenchie?
I don't know. Let me count it.
Don't worry, Hobie. We'll split it with you. We'll get more than a couple of beers out of this one, won't we? Hey, Hobie, come on. Don't feel bad. Come on, Hobie. We. Hobie, come on. Wake up. Hobie. Hope. I think he's dead. Hobie. Hobie. Come on, Hobie. Get up. Police! Over here, my friend. I think he's get an ambulance. I think he's dead. I don't know. Well, good morning.
Don't they put alarms on clocks anymore?
You remember, I did not finish typing that report till after 1 a.m.
I remember, and I didn't finish reading it until 2 a.m. But my alarm clock went off at 6:30, just like always.
You know what I'd do if I were you?
Yeah, what's that?
I'd take that clock and stick it in your closet.
Very funny.
Easy on the sugar.
It's not for you. It's for him. Come on. Here you go. Heavy on the sugar.
Oh, thank you very much, Lieutenant.
This is Mr. Franklin. Hubert Franklin.
Oh, no, Gimp. Call me Gimp, please.
This is Inspector Keller.
Pleasure to meet you, Inspector.
Gimp?
A friend of his was killed last night.
Oh, Hobie wasn't a real friend, you know, not a friend. He was sort of an acquaintance friend, you know what I mean?
What was Hobie's last name?
Hobie, just Hobie. He was a new guy in town, from down south. Tall, skinny, weird-looking guy.
We're running a make on his fingerprints.
Did you already get this?
I haven't started yet. I got in a little late this morning.
We were sitting in his bar in Farrell, having a little taste, you know. Hobie's waiting for a meet with some guy he knows from way back. Just bumped into a few days ago. Then this guy comes in, and it's this black guy. Big, mean-looking son of a gun, you know? So they leave together. So I followed him. I mean, I don't know, it was the way Hobie was acting nervous like, sort of, you know? So I go into this alley, and they're talking nice and easy, and all of a sudden this black guy hauls off, cold cocks Hobie. He goes down and he don't move. I look up, the black guy doesn't disappear. Oh, I'm standing there in the alley by myself, screaming for the cops. So I'm yelling my head off. Suddenly a cop car comes up, two guys come up to me, and Hobie's dead. Here I am.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Well, here's a copy of the description he gave the officers.
Any ID from the other people in the bar?
No, nothing.
You said they ran into one another a few days ago?
Yeah, that's right. In this dry cleaning place Hobie used to work in off on Sutton Street. I can't remember the name.
So you're not planning on leaving town in the next few days, are you, Mr. Franklin?
Yeah, please. No, I got nowhere to go. No way to get there.
Well, we can contact you at this address?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if I can afford the flop, I will be there.
Well, if you happen to move, let us know. We would like you to make the identification.
Oh, sure thing, Lieutenant. Listen, any help I can be, anything I can do.
Thanks a lot. You're a big help.
See you around, Gil.
Okay.
Okay, that's all.
That's all.
Okay.
Listen, look through the yellow pages, will you, Steve? Dry cleaners on Sutton Street.
Okay. Got in a little late this morning, huh? Thought the alarm went off at 6:30.
It did, but it was in the closet.
Two? What happened?
You gave up too soon. That's what happened.
Down by 2 in the ninth with Mike Marshall working against him. Man, how'd they do it?
Bobby Bonds delivers with a 2-out double, and the Giants beat the Dodgers. We'll be back in a minute with the post-game wrap-up, so don't go away.
Yeah, Bobby Bonds did it, huh? Man, he's the greatest, isn't he?
Better than Bad Henry?
Well, nobody's better than him.
Oh, what about the Babe? He did what he did a lot sooner.
Well, so I heard. But could he do it against today's pitchers?
Oh, that's like the argument about Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali. And we're never gonna know, are we?
Come on, that's a cop-out if I ever heard one.
Oh. I see. Well, what do you think?
Not bad. Looks pretty good. Hey, Jacob, feel like catching that doubleheader tomorrow?
You know your dad's coming in on the 12:20 flight tomorrow.
Well, the second game won't start till after 5 sometime.
Don't you think it would be nice if we had dinner with him?
If you say, Jacob.
Certainly I know him. He was a floater, worth nothing. Hobie Shuttleworth, nothing. But Uncle Sam says $2 an hour. So $2 an hour he gets. And what do I get? Nothing. From a floater, you get nothing. I'm sorry he's dead.
Mr. Horwitz, we understand he met the man who might have killed him here. Maybe somebody who worked for you?
Maybe Killer works for me?
Black guy, about 40?
No.
Driver, maybe? Oh, around 6 feet tall, 180, 90 pounds?
Nobody who makes deliveries here fits that description.
What about a customer?
Oh.
Them I got in all sizes. The size you want. Let me see. Of course. There's a guy who's been coming here for years. A big guy, like you said.
What's his name?
Willis. Jacob Willis. He's been a customer here for over 10 years. He's a maybe killer, huh? You never know.
What about an address?
Of course. Here we are. Jacob Willis, 1335 Denby Street. You just never know, do you?
Mr. Todd.
Hello, Jacob. How are you?
Oh, fine. You're a day early.
Yeah, well, thank you. Staff had everything lined up so well, by the time I got there, all I had to do was sign the contracts.
And it went through.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if things keep going this well, we're going to have to start another subsidiary company.
How's chances for getting the big executive for a day?
What you have in mind?
Well, there's a doubleheader at Candlestick tomorrow. I thought maybe you and Peter and me.
That sounds great, but I've got that Lisbon trip next Thursday, and I got a lot of meetings before that.
Yeah, you missed the fishing trip with us. Summer vacation will be over before you're back.
What is a summer vacation? Boy, where does the time go?
Oh, it just goes.
Hey, Jacob, did you see this new camping catalog? It's got some great...
Peter, how are you?
Look good. Well, hi, Father. Welcome home, sir.
Thank you.
How was your trip?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was very successful. Now, you ought to come along with me sometime, Peter. See how the old man operates.
Well, I'm glad it was so successful, Father.
Jacob?
No, thank you, sir.
Well, I understand you two are planning a camping trip?
Well, we talked about getting off for a few days.
Yeah. Gee, I wish I had the time. We could go back to Africa, the three of us. Your mother used to love it in Africa. I remember... That was a long time ago. I understand it's all different now anyway, but we really should plan something, sometime when I could join you.
Mr. Willis gets no mail at all. He very seldom comes here.
Well, why is that, Mrs. Anderson?
He lives where he works.
Where is that?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. He's lived here for 15 years. You don't know where he works?
My husband and I just bought this building last May.
Yeah, quite a library. Shakespeare, Emerson, Thoreau.
He's got some good jazz sides, too. They're also classic. Kind of strange, a man keeping a place here when he lives where he works.
Nothing strange about wanting a place of your own, Inspector. My husband and I rented 2 rooms for nearly 20 years when we were working as domestics.
Is this Mr. Willis here?
Yes, it is.
And the boy, who's the boy?
I don't know.
New plates. Has to be a recent picture.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your help.
I hope it's nothing serious you're looking for him for.
I hope so, too. Thank you. Peter, how'd you like to go to Lisbon with me next week?
Lisbon?
Mm-hmm. Surprised?
Yes, sir.
Not too pleasantly, though, huh?
Peter and I had been talking about spending the last part of the summer up at my cabin near Santa Rosa. But if you two got to go away together, I think that...
I'll get it.
Well, how about that? Now, I thought that might be rather exciting to him.
And it is. But you know how he feels about the country, sir. And I guess, well, we planned to spend part of our...
Come on, Jacob. Look, I offered the kid Europe, and he'd rather spend the time at your cabin in the Redwoods, where he's already been, what, two dozen times? You know, how blasé can you get?
No. It's not that he's blasé.
I know what it is. He'd rather spend the time with you. That's obvious. Well, yeah, look, I'm sorry. Let's just forget about it.
If it's that obvious, then it should be also understandable.
Maybe.
Jacob, there are 2 policemen out there that want to talk to you.
Police?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Peter.
Oh, wait a minute, Jacob. Do you want me to come out there with you?
Maybe you'd better. I'm Jacob Willis, gentlemen. You want to see me?
Yes, I'm Lieutenant Stone. This is Inspector Keller.
My employer, Mr. Todd.
Oh, yeah.
How do you do?
Do you mind if I ask what this is all about?
Homicide, a friend of Mr. Willis's. You do know a man named Shuttleworth, don't you? Hobie Shuttleworth?
He's dead?
Mm-hmm. He was killed last night behind a bar on Farrell Street. Were you at that bar? Mr. Willis, I asked you a question.
Your being here to ask these questions seems to say you have some evidence, Lieutenant.
You wish to remain silent?
I think so.
Steve.
Just a minute now. Lieutenant, I've known this man personally for over 15 years. Now, you come into my house and...
Mr. Todd.
Now, just wait a minute. On what charge are you arresting him?
Suspicion of murder.
It's intriguing, isn't it, Inspector? Distance between us is just a few feet. And yet our lives are miles apart. There must be a great deal of security where you stand.
Towel over there, you want to wipe your hands.
Lieutenant, I've met with no little success in the business world. Judging people has been a prime factor in that success.
I am very aware of who you are, Mr. Todd.
Well, my point is that Jacob Willis is more than just an old and trusted employee. You know, it's not true that any man given opportunities in life can make something of himself. It takes a special kind of man. Jacob Willis is that kind of man.
Mr. Todd, excuse me. Homicide, Lieutenant Stone. Yeah, okay. Sokolovich, come here. Your attorneys are downstairs. You know, I think that Mr. Willis would be very comforted if you were with him right now.
Thank you very much.
Take Mr. Todd downstairs. Say, anything from ID on Shuttleworth?
No, not yet.
How about Mr. Franklin?
You mean Gimp?
Yeah, Gimp. Yeah, I think it would be a good idea if we bought him another cup of coffee first thing tomorrow morning.
Frenchie, you in there?
It's me, Gimp. Come on, open up. Frenchie, it's the Gimper. Frenchie.
Is that him?
No. Should have given him a couple of bucks. He would have stayed in that hole.
As Mr. Horowitz says, they're all floaters.
Well, the Hobie Shuttleworth sure floated around enough of those southern prisons. ID says they got enough to write a book.
Yeah, thin nothing southern boy. Makes you begin to wonder about the rest Gimp told us.
Says he was just an acquaintance.
Just acquaintances. I want to see him and Willis face to face. No telling what we'll learn.
Frenchie! Frenchie! Where you been? I've been looking all over for you.
Hello, Gimp.
Hello, Gimp. That's all you got to say to me is hello, Gimp?
That's all.
Where's my money, Frenchie?
I blew it at Mandigian's place.
Come on, Frenchie. Where's my money?
He had a crap game going the last couple of days.
Hey, don't fool around. You trying to tell me you blew the money in a crap game?
Well, I could have run it up as easy as I blew it.
Frenchie, half that money was mine.
Go talk to Mandigian.
Wait, a half was mine, Frenchie. I never had such a hunk in my whole life.
So what's changed? You ain't got it now.
Frenchie, half that money was mine.
Look, don't make me mad.
I covered for you.
no mind
You run
to
off,
lose.
and I covered
Who
for
are you?
you.
Put it
No,
out.
that was my money. My money, you took.
Are they holding each other up?
No. That's the latest chance. The winos tried.
Let's help them out. All right, come on, hold it, you guys. That's enough.
Stay out of here. Come on, police, break it up. Let's go. Hold it. Hold it.
Take it easy.
Get him. Get him. Get that fink. He took my money. He took my money.
What money?
He took the money we got from the black guy. He killed Toby. Get him.
I don't see it that way. There's still a couple of questions Willis has got to ask, like what was that meeting he had with Shuttleworth in the alley really about? And why is he paying bread to some guy like Gimp?
Well, as Mr. Todd's lawyer so aptly pointed out, maybe Willis just loaned Shuttleworth that money.
There's more to it than that.
Well, I have a hunch you're right.
But you're not doing anything about it.
Because I've got another hunch.
What?
I think Willis is an all right guy.
Then why is he paying blackmail money?
We don't know that.
Oh, Mike.
Well, we don't. Have you heard from the hospital about the guy you collared?
He's still unconscious.
Well, I want to see him the minute he comes around.
Let us know.
Now, tell me something. Do you really think that Willis is forking over hush money?
What, me question a Mike Stone hunch? Now, how can you argue against that kind of scientific criminological technology?
There you go again with that scientific criminological technology college stuff. Now, look, I still stick to my hunches, so get on the phone and find out how that guy's doing in the hospital. Scientific criminological technology.
You'd have said goodbye before you left, wouldn't you?
You know I would.
It's serious, huh?
It's serious.
What is it?
Police took my fingerprints. Those prints are going to tell them that 25 years ago I killed a prison guard in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
You killed a guard?
Yeah, my name was Barnes then. Name I was born with. Name I left along with everything else that ever meant anything to me.
Why were you in prison?
I was serving time on a work farm for petty theft. I stole a sack of potatoes.
Well, if you killed that guard, he must have deserved it.
No man's life deserves taking by another man.
I know a lot of other things I learned from you, Jacob. Like running away from a problem doesn't ever solve it. I guess that's not always true, is it?
Yes, it is true. But maybe there's some problems that can't ever be solved. I don't know.
Hey, Jacob, let me go with you.
No.
But, Jacob...
Give your father a chance, Peter. When your mother died, he abdicated his responsibility. He buried her memory in his work. Now, I know he's long since regretted it. Tell him I'll contact him to try to explain. Peter. Goodbye, Peter.
So you ready to hear about your hunch?
What hunch?
What hunch? The Willis case.
There isn't any Jacob Willis case.
There is now, only the name's not Willis, it's Barnes. 25-year-old want from Alabama.
25-year-old want?
Prison break, 1949, work farm at Tuscaloosa.
Prison break from the work? Oh, wait a minute. While he was serving time for petty theft?
I know. I'm asking for more details. There should be a follow-up.
Is there anything between 49 and now?
Nothing, no.
Nothing, huh? That makes him a real desperate criminal, I suppose. No, I still stick to my hunch.
Tuscaloosa was the same work farm that Hobie Shuttleworth was serving time in 1949, meaning that the meeting they probably had in the alley was over blackmail. Now, Mike, it adds up.
Yeah. All right, put on an APB. It adds up, all right, to a raw deal for Jacob Willis, or Barnes, or whatever his name is.
Now, you'll play hell extraditing him back to Alabama, and I'll see to that.
Mr. Todd, it's up to Sacramento, not us.
Oh, this is ridiculous to do what you're doing to a man
I
like Jacob.
agree with you, but it's the law.
Lieutenant, I think we both realize the fallibility of what we call the law.
Excuse me, sir.
Where is he?
I don't know, sir.
Send Peter in, will you please?
He isn't here either, sir.
Jacob! Thanks a lot. Well, did you think I wouldn't follow you?
I thought you might. I hoped you wouldn't. How'd you know I'd come this way?
Well, where else but to your place?
Did you tell your father that I would call him like I asked you?
No, I didn't see him.
And what do you suppose he'll do when he realizes we're both gone?
He knows we go off every now and then.
And when the police come to the house looking for me?
I'm sorry, I didn't think.
And with the police looking for us, how difficult do you think it'll be to recognize the two of us together?
I guess you think what I did's pretty stupid, huh?
Come on.
Where are we going?
Get you something to eat.
Well, Jacob, I'm not hungry.
Oh, it's a long ride back to the city.
The city? Jacob, I'm not going back to the city.
Hamburger well, no onions, fries, and the thick vanilla malted.
You know, 2 days ago, everything was forever. Now there's nothing.
There is your whole life.
Oh, Jacob. Why did this have to happen?
Because 25 years ago, I did something stupid.
You were hungry.
One reason or another, regardless of the reason, you pay for your wrongdoing. They know or they don't know.
Hey, you got anything?
Nothing.
Oh, man, you could be out of the state by now.
Yeah.
What about that Alabama one? Any follow-up?
Not a thing.
You want to add kidnapping?
Oh, not if the boy went willingly.
Homicide Inspector Keller. What room? Okay, thanks. Guy at the hospital came around.
Let's go.
We didn't mean for it to happen that way. But I don't suppose it makes much difference anyway. Nobody's gonna miss that Rancho cracker any more than they're gonna miss me.
So Hobie ripped them off for $500, then you and Gimp ripped off Hobie.
Well, like I told you, we didn't mean for him to die. Always after the money.
Blackmail money.
Yeah.
Keep Hobie quiet.
Yeah. Dumb Hobie. He should have aimed for more than $500. You know, when a guy kills somebody, he knows what he's facing. He'd pay anything to keep that quiet.
Wait a minute, are you saying that Willis killed somebody too?
No, he just thought he did.
Who?
The guard. The guard he jumped when he broke out of Alabama State Prison.
He thought he killed the guard because Hobie told him?
Yeah. See, he bumps into this guy and found out he didn't know whether he killed the guard or not, so...
So he said the guard was dead?
Yeah. Dumb Hobie. Could have got him for a real bundle if he pressed him. Well, I know. I'd have paid anything to get out of this. You know, anything.
Will I see you?
There's always that chance.
Where will you go?
Well, I'll stay at my place for a few days.
It's not fair.
There are no guarantees, Peter. You do your best with what you got.
It's not fair.
No. But it is what is best for all concerned. Bye, son.
better call in. We're gonna need help. It's pretty wooded down there. I think I hit him.
Homicide, Lieutenant Stone. When? Is he all right? We'll be right there. No, you did the right thing.
Follow-up from Tuscaloosa. Guard was assaulted in the escape.
Did he die?
No, retired, living in Mobile.
Well, Willis thinks he killed him. That's why he ran.
Sounds like it, yeah.
I'll give this information to APB. And if anybody spots him, I don't want Willis to panic.
Take care of it myself.
No, just a minute. Why don't you give it to Jensen? I just got through talking to George Todd on the phone. His boy came home a half hour ago. I want to talk to him.
Okay.
Hurry up. Get your coat.
Okay, hold on. Mike?
Yes?
On that APB you put out, they think they spotted your man up near Santa Rosa. A man fit in his description was shot when he ran from two officers. They found traces of blood.
No, I won't tell you where he is.
Peter, the message we got was from the Santa Rosa Sheriff's Department. They believed that the man they shot was Willis.
Shot?
Is he all right?
He got away, but he could be hurt badly. Now, you know where he is?
You said he was near Santa Rosa?
Yes. Peter.
No, I won't tell you anything.
Will you tell me if I'm right about something?
Not if it's about Jacob.
He told you that he broke out of a prison farm, didn't he?
Yes, he told me that.
And he told you that he killed a prison guard.
Wait a minute. What is this? Jacob killed someone?
It doesn't change a thing. Yes, he told me that.
Well, he was wrong about that. He didn't kill anybody, Peter. That's right.
Look, you're lying to me because you want me to tell you where Jacob is now.
No, well, Peter.
No, that's all right. I'm not lying, and I can prove it to you. Peter, look at me. We have one problem now. Just one, that's all. If Willis was shot by those sheriff deputies, he may never live to know that he's an innocent man.
Look, you're doing your job now, I know that, but I'm not going to tell you where he is. May I be excused, please?
Peter. Look, just give me a minute, will you, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Peter? I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
Yeah, I know, you told them.
No, I didn't tell them. You know, what's between Jacob and you, whatever it is that makes you protect him the way you are, that could have been between you and me. I guess I didn't know how much of you I lost until just a moment ago. There's no way for me to tell you how much I regret that. No way for me to explain how things come out the way they do. Why?
Yeah, well, Jacob told me about Mother. dying did to you.
I'm glad he did. I never could.
You told me that, too.
And Jacob is, quite a man. I don't care what his past is. He's worked very hard to overcome it. He's worked for me since, well, before you were born. I entrusted him with the one link I had between myself and the only woman I ever loved. Trusted him with my son. Listen to me, Peter. I think Lieutenant Stone is being truthful. And if I'm right, if we don't tell them, it's like he said, it may cost Jacob his life.
What if you're wrong? What if it's a trick?
Then I'll defend him with every dollar I've got.
Sheriff, this is Willoughby. I know I hit him, found enough blood to be absolutely sure. We swung west about 3 miles now, but there's no sign of him anymore.
Yeah, well, you just stay on it. We got some more boys coming over from Lakeport. Remember now, this is for surveillance only. If you do spot them this time, just sit on them. Don't move in and don't press them.
Sure thing, Sheriff.
Denvers, you out there?
Yes, sir.
Make sure you cover that old logging road east of Benson Forks.
Yes, sir.
And all of you, keep in radio contact at all times. I ain't gonna lose none of you to any escaped convict.
Lieutenant Stone, San Francisco Police Department.
Ain't found your man yet.
I know. We know where he is.
Oh, well, you lead the way and I'll have my boys meet us.
No, like I said before, we made a mistake, so please call your boys off before we make another one.
Don't come any closer.
Jacob!
Why'd you do this to me, Peter?
Jacob, put the gun down and listen.
There's no more time or need to talk. I won't go back. I remember that place even after 25 years. I won't go back.
Jacob, no!
Jacob, don't! The odds are you may never have to.
You didn't kill a guard. We know that.
I won't go back.
But it's true, Jacob. You didn't kill that guard.
It's a trick. Jacob! Jacob. You raised a mighty fine boy. A boy that you can be rightfully proud of. Don't do this to him. Think about that, Jacob. Think about what it'll do to him. Put it down. Put the gun down.
I knew I'd done wrong, and I knew I had to pay. But what they did was wrong, too. I could take it. I could take it all. But the boy couldn't. He didn't have enough strength. He saw the guard drinking the water from that cup while we were bone dry, burning up. He asked for some. No, he begged for some. Just one cup out of the whole barrel. The man just laughed. He laughed. And dumped what was left in the cup down in the dirt. Then he started away. And the boy broke for that barrel. He broke for that barrel like the man knew he would, like he tried to make us all do. The boy got hit. God, how he got hit. Again and again. And we all stood there, just like we had done so many times before, until I broke too. I don't know how many times I hit him, or where I got the strength. But I thought sure he was dead. And I knew what would happen if I didn't run. I knew I'd never leave that place alive. That hell.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes. That's all I need to hear now. You've impressed this court as deeply as you impressed those who testified on your behalf. And in the name of justice, justice in your case being almost 2 decades overdue, I am forwarding a transcript of this hearing, along with the depositions of Lieutenant Stone, Inspector Keller, Mr. Todd, also the consent and approval of the District Attorney's Office, and my own personal feelings as to the nature and extent of your rehabilitation to the Governor of the State of California. I will recommend that his office contact the proper authorities in the state of Alabama with a request that they waive extradition and drop all charges against you there. I'm confident, Mr. Barnes, you'll find the time has changed more men than you. And until we hear the results of that request, you are released forthwith on your own recognizance, and all bail is waived.
Mr. Todd, does that mean he's free?
He will be.
Congratulations.